Hello, my YouTube subscribers, and thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Josie Latimer, coming to you once again with more stories. I thank you for watching Celebrity and Variety Talk. I'm your host, and I'm ready to get right into this horrific situation that's going on in the world today with these parents and these children. As you know, we all been going through it with the Maleah Davis story, and with the Brittany Bowens situation. Many people think Brittany had something to do with it, and derion vence is covering for her. So that's what most people think because of the fact that the timeline and no one has come forward with when she left that apartment. The airplane tickets show that she left between 11:30 and 11:45, which means what? She had time to be there that morning when the murder allegedly took place. Now, my topic today is the deadly bizarre game of chicken. This young lady named Lexus, 26 years old, planned a game of chicken with her children and an SUV, a navigator. We all know how big a navigator is, but I wouldn't care if it was a Volkswagen. You should not play. That's like playing Russian roulette and someone get killed. In this case, her 3-year-old son was ran over by her not once but twice. Why would she play a deadly game of chicken with her children? They were only babies. They were young, they were kids. And so the other two were able to escape. However, the 3-year-old, oh my God, the baby was allegedly caught in one of the tires. And when she backed up, she went back forward again and then made her run over him twice. Oh my God, what is really going on, you guys? In this case, it's a clear-cut case that it was the deadly game of chicken that killed her 3-year-old son. So at first they let her go. She went, they went and they talked to her about the situation. Of course, she, was very upset. But everyone's going to be suicidal, upset, and everything after the damage has been done. That's when people react in suicidal manners after the fact. But playing the deadly bizarre game of chicken with your babies with a big navigator? Like I said, I don't care if it was a Volkswagen. You could play jacks. You could play dominoes, teach them dominoes. You could throw a ball. You could do anything with babies, but not play a deadly game of chicken. Oh my God. That was awful. So now her husband is all, he's going to be stuck with the other two kids because they don't want her around the kids at all. Even if she gets out, because at first her bond was $1,500. And then because when they did more investigation and they found out she was playing the deadly game of chicken with her babies, they had no other choice but to up the bond to $25,000. So I guess, I don't know if her husband's going to bond her out, but even if he did, she can't be at that house with the children, which means what? Either the kids are going to be somewhere else because they can't be there even with her husband if they live together and they're married. So that's a horrible situation. What is going on with these young people killing their kids? Whether it's an accident, whether it's like Brittany Bowens, whether it's her boyfriend or whatever, that means that these young people are not watching and being more concerned in the welfare of their children. They're having these babies, popping them out left and right, and not even taking care of them. Oh my God. And she knew what she was doing. This is a pretty young lady that's gone down the drain. And thank God that she wasn't intoxicated at the time. She wasn't intoxicated, but she may as well have been, because anytime you plan a game of chicken with babies with a truck, with a SUV, that's it. It's over. So what I wanted to say is that these young people, you got to be more cautious of your children whereabouts, who's keeping them, when you're getting in and out of your vehicles, and definitely please don't play a deadly game of chicken. That is so bizarre. That is so crazy. And then to run over the baby, and she thought she had ran over something else, possibly an animal or something. And then, so when she backed up, she should have known, if you're playing the deadly game, that it possibly could have been one of your children. So the baby died at the hospital, and now she has to live with that. And it's really a sad situation because she should have known better than to play a deadly game of chicken with her children. When there are other wonderful family games, inside games, learning games, all sorts of other positive games, because that car, that navigator was a deadly weapon. It was just like playing Russian roulette. It's a deadly weapon, and it killed an innocent. Here we go again. Another one bites the dust. Here we go again because of the parents. That's sad. We had Brittany Bowens and Derion Vence. Now here we have Lexus Stagg. And then to name another one, you guys. It's a lady that lived in Atascocita Park. Now all of these are in Houston, Texas. This is really making a bad name for parents in Houston. It really, really is. It really is making Houston look like, what's going on with the parents in Houston? They're not taking care of their kids, because back to back we're having these horrible situations where these parents are killing their children in Houston, the big H, Houston, Texas. Oh my God, this city is a wonderful city. It's so diverse. It's so big. People are moving here from all over the world, and our kids are being killed by their parents. What do you guys think about that? Leave your comments and click like, share, and subscribe, and let me know how you feel. Now, this other one, which is the third case, where a lady in Atascocita Park in Houston, Texas, lied and said that her 6-year-old son drowned while she was using the bathroom. What a cold liar. She lied and said that that baby had drowned when indeed she had harmed that baby, and then took him to the lake and lied and said he had drowned. That is so sad. Her 6-year-old son. So you got Brittany Bowens and Derion Vence. You got the lady that took the son to the lake. Oh, I have another one for you guys. I have another one. The woman and her husband in Houston, Texas, the child was a premature baby. The baby was premature, and this was a 1.5 years ago. And they found 96 fractures on that premature baby. The baby only lived 10 weeks. And they found out that the parents had killed that baby. That baby had trauma to the head, skull. That baby had fractures to her torso. That baby had bruises all over her body, her arms, her legs. And she only lived 10 weeks. What is really going on? A young couple, a mother and a father. And just like in the Maleah Davis case, the mother and everyone was putting it all on the man. All on the man. So he got charged with murder, and she got charged with, an injury to the child. So I'm quite sure she had something to do with that baby murder, just like everybody is saying that Brittany Bowens knows what happened. She knows what happened, so she's just as guilty as that man, but somehow she put it on him. And everyone's saying, oh no, she took care of the house and she did this. The same thing they said about Derion Vence. She took care of the house and she took care of the family, so no, she didn't do it. It was him. He did it. No, you both did it. They killed that baby, and That was a year and a half ago, you guys. An innocent little baby that was born into the world to live and not to die. That was horrible. That baby had 96 fractures all over her body. That was horrible. So you got the Brittany Bowens and derion Vence case. You got the case of this couple here and all this is in Houston, Texas. And you got this couple here in Houston that fractured this little baby 96 times. You have the woman, Lexus, with the deadly game of chicken that killed her 3-year-old son. You have the lady that lied and said her 6-year-old son had drowned. All of this has been recent. The couple of the baby, the premature baby, they just got charged, but this was a year and a half ago. But all this other stuff was recent. It was recent, right around that time, the Maleah Davis stuff. It is really sad. Anytime the kids are being taken off this planet and earth, I mean, we're not going to have any kids up tomorrow if these people keep killing our babies. Why bring them into the world and then you turn around and you take them out of the world? That was really, really, really horrible for this young lady, Lexus, to play a game with her truck of running over her kids. You have to get out of the way with this game. It's called the game of chicken, but I named it the deadly, bizarre game of chicken, which caused the death of an innocent 3-year-old baby boy. That is so sad. And he died at the hospital. I think it was Herman Memorial or somewhere like that in Houston, Texas. So what do you guys think about all this stuff? I mean, this has to stop. It has to stop. Do you guys feel sorry for Lexus Stagg, who ran over her child? I mean, what do you think about each one of these cases? Again, like I said, you have the people that fractured the newborn premature baby. She only lived 10 weeks. She had 96 fractures. And the mother said it was the husband that did it. And so he was charged with murder. She was not. And then you have the deadly game of chicken, Lexus, that ran over her 3-year-old son. And then you have the lady that lied and said that her 6-year-old son, drowned in the lake. What do you think about all of this stuff? And of course, the Maleah Davis case is still going on, and everybody's just waiting for the court date to find out what other evidence are they going to bring forth for the other aiders in that particular case. In my comments, I've gotten several comments, and one person said that the body should not have been out there that long. They don't think the body was out there for 4 weeks because the animals, and I was kind of wondering about that myself. Maleah Davis' body being out in the woods with all those animals on the side of the road, dogs and wolves, and it was still intact until that lawnmower actually ran over the bag. So actually, it's still a question about who actually dumped that body. He said where the body was, but we got to know, maybe he'll break in court. derion Vence may break and tell the truth, because actually a lot of people said it was someone with him that took that body, or it was someone else that took that body. And they also said that Brittany Bowens went over to Darion's brother's house after they possibly had returned from dropping the baby's body off in the woods in Arkansas. There are a lot of lies here. But in this case with Lexus Stagg, she was just silly. She was young and she was dumb, because that is one thing you do not do, is play with the life of your children, period. Less long with a big navigator playing the deadly game of chicken. That was sad. That was sad. That was horrible in this case. That was really, all of the cases are sad because all of our beautiful babies are going on to heaven now. But what do you guys think about each one of these cases? Please leave a comment and let me know. And I just wanted to give you some update just to let you see how our children of tomorrow are being wiped off the planet of the earth before they get a chance to live. This stuff has to stop. So if we know any young people that are, I know a couple that are carrying babies, they need mentors like us, people to talk to them and to warn them of these particular things that are happening now today, to make sure that they show love to their babies, watch their babies, and not let anything like this happen. Voices have to be heard to these young mothers and even older mothers, just people with no hearts. This particular young lady here, I can't say that Lexus Stagg doesn't have a heart. I can just say that she was silly. Brittany Bowens, I don't think her heart was in the right place in order to sleep in the bed with your baby that died in that particular house where they found blood, and to drive the car where the remains were in the back of the trunk for hours and hours, and the cadaver dog smelled the scent of the remains, and to even drive a vehicle or keep a vehicle. I don't know what kind of heart that is. I just can't even put an answer to it. I know I couldn't do it. That car would have been, I wouldn't have wanted to see it. Just like I would not have wanted to see derion vence when he, the next day or whatever, when he didn't have my daughter. I wouldn't snap no pictures of him. I wouldn't go to his brother's house. I wouldn't do any of that. First thing I would have done is went to the police actually an hour after he didn't show up at the airport. Because there is no way I would leave my baby with nobody. It didn't even have to be a man. And you don't come pick me up at the airport with my child and I've been out of town? Something is seriously wrong here. I mean, it's flat out evidence. And I only want to speak on what's actually real. I don't want to talk about assumption. I want to talk about the evidence that's been presented out here. The camera didn't show Brittany Bowens coming out of the house. She allegedly left from the tickets that I've seen at 11:30, 11:45, which means she would have been home with that baby at the time of the murder that morning, because no one saw her coming out, but everybody saw him coming out with the body of the baby. What's really going on, people? I feel like if you kill one baby, then you don't need to have the other ones. That's how I feel about it. Just like they took this girl here, this girl that wasn't working with a full debt, that ran over this little boy, just like they took her kids away from her. I think they should do the same thing with all of the parents that mistreat these kids and make sure that nothing happens to the rest of them. Because if you did it to one, it could possibly happen to the other ones, especially when you have more than one child. So with that, I'm going to end my show, but boy, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's so many cases here that I mentioned today that's going on right here in the Big H, Houston, Texas. Why would they put a scar on our beautiful city like that? These kids had a chance to grow up and become somebody in life, and they wiped that away. And they expect to live. They expect to live. These people kill these kids and they don't want to go and do their time. They want to beg for mercy. But look at what you did. You abused a kid. You know, and strangely, this girl here has look similar. Her eyes kind of like Maleah. This is really, really something, you guys. What's going on? Will somebody tell me? They're killing up all the kids, and this poor little baby didn't live but 10 weeks. 10 weeks, 96 fractures. That means the baby's whole body was beat up. The little baby, 10 weeks. Oh my God. And this woman here, the deadly game of chicken. What is really going on? This world is, man, it's going crazy. And the lady that killed her son talking about while she was using the bathroom. I don't know if she meant doing number 2 or whatever she was doing. That was horrible. Horrible. So let me know what you guys think, and please click like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be coming back with more updates on things that's really going on out here, things that are really messing up our city and really making the good parents look like, have people looking at everybody. You know, it have you looking at young people cross-eyed. Even if they try to chastise your kid, you're going to kind of look like, I wonder if she's abusing that baby at home. You know what I'm saying? Wow, they're really putting a bad mark, these people out here killing these babies. It has to stop, and we have to do something about it. So I'm going to end. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and let me know how you feel about all of this madness that's going on with our babies of tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will be coming back with more of Celebrity and Variety Talk. I'm your host, Josie Latimer, and thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.